Hi friends, welcome to Harmony Hills Home and Garden. I'm Jenny, we're gardening here in Baltimore, Maryland, Zone 7. Today's video is going to be a combination plant haul and planting video. I'm going to show you the plants that I recently purchased, and then I'm going to get some of them, at least, hopefully, into the ground today. So come with me and let's see what's going on. So I recently had to go to Lowe's to get some compost to do the project where I was trying to fix up my emerald green arborvitaes. You may have seen that video recently. While I was there, of course, I took a walk around the clearance racks and I found some things. So what did I find? Well, first of all, I got 4 of these asters. Now, they're looking a little sad because their crowns are very wobbly. And they are in full bloom. So normally I try to buy flowering annuals, or actually this is a perennial, but normally I would try to buy flowering plants when they're in bud, not in bloom. But clearance plants, what are you going to do? These were originally $7.98. I think I got them for $4. Pretty sure that's what the price on these are. Okay, so these are perennial in my zone. These are called hazy aster. They are hardy in zone 6 and above, so they will be hardy here. They grow to be 18 to 24 inches tall and wide. Asters are a wonderful fall bloomer. These are really kind of hot pink color, which is one of my favorite colors in the garden. Sort of a magenta fuchsia color. And 4 of these. So I'm not sure if I'm going to put all 4 in one area or if I'm going to spread them out 2 at 2 or maybe individuals. I don't know exactly where they're going yet, but I do love asters. Now in my area I have had trouble with deer eating my aster plants. So I think I'm going to put these inside the fence. While I was there, I also found 3 of these proven winners salvias. Now, unfortunately, they're not labeled. I don't know which salvia they are. It just says 2.5 quart salvia. So I'm going to have to go on to the Proven Winners website and see what I think it might be. There aren't any flowers on them, so I can't even look at the flower color to know what they are. So I don't know. It'll be a surprise plant. There's 3 of them. They're looking a little bit like they suffered some drought at the garden center at Lowe's, but they will come back just fine. Proven Winners plants are really, really reliable in that way. So I'm going to be finding a nice spot for these, probably out in the front foundation planting, maybe. Although I don't have very much salvia back here, so I'm not sure where they're going to go. Yay! Hooray for serendipitous plants. I also got 2 of these. These are the double play artisan what are they? Spirea. So I got 2 of these. These are the double play artisan Spirea. I got them for half price. They were originally $25 and I got them for $12.50. These want sun or part shade. They'll grow to be 2 to 2.5 feet tall and wide. And they flower in late spring. You prune them after they flower and then they will flower again. It says they're medium deer resistance. I do have Spirea outside of my fence and the deer don't bother it. So I'm hoping that this also will be deer proof, or at least not interesting to the deer. So these will have a really nice pink flower on them. They'll grow to be, about this big. And so I'm not exactly sure where these are going yet either. Maybe I'll save them and put them into my new planting area that I'm preparing out on the front yard, or maybe I'll put them in the south side where I have all that space that still needs to be filled up, or maybe I'll put them in the backyard, or maybe I'll put one of them here in this courtyard. I'm just not sure. And then finally, I still have some violas left. I bought these to do a container project out front. So I have 16 cell packs of these little violas. They have white and purple on them. And I'm thinking about maybe putting these out by the front sidewalk in the little flower beds that I made out there, the no-dig ones. Because they do match the violas that I have closer up to the house. So maybe that's where they'll go. So those are the plants that I have today from this plant haul. Let's get some of these into the ground. You may remember that I said I was out of Biotone starter fertilizer, so a viewer put me onto this as an idea. This is Dr. Earth Pure Gold Organic and Natural All-Purpose Fertilizer, and this is a great substitute for Biotone, I'm told. I've never used it. We're going to give it a shot, but it does say that it contains various colony-forming bacteria and mycorrhizae, and that is what Biotone offers as well. So the point of that is that these will contribute to your soil biology, make your soil healthier, keep that food web of your soil working, and also it does provide some, it's a 222 NPK fertilizer. So Dr. Earth, we're going to give this a shot as we plant these asters. I'm also going to be adding some compost to this area in general. This soil was really thick, heavy clay earlier this spring. I did put some compost on it and some mulch earlier, but a lot of that has washed away or otherwise. Anyway, it still looks to me like the soil could be improved here. So in addition to adding to the soil biology through my fertilizer, I'm going to be adding some compost to the pile as well. I think I'm going to put one of these double play artisan Spireas in this, what I call the courtyard garden. I haven't really shown this garden very much on the channel, a little bit here and there, but not too much. But let me just give a quick overview of what we have in here. First of all, this is a serviceberry tree. I got this as a free sapling from the city of Baltimore, either last spring or the spring of 2019. I can't remember exactly, but you can see it's just a teeny tiny sapling. It's going to take a very long time for it to grow into a 15 by 15 serviceberry tree. Right now it's just a sapling. I'm just trying to keep it alive. I keep it watered. I fertilize it now and again, and I just don't want to plant anything too close to it for root competition, really. This is an Eden Climber rose that I just put in the ground this year. It's got a little bit of a shrub going on it, but it really hasn't developed enough to... The idea is that it will climb across this fence this way and this way, but it's not really big enough yet to train onto the fence. Here is a purple coneflower. I think it's just a plain old Echinacea purpurea, nothing special or spectacular about it. It's just a really solid native plant that I can move out of this area if I need to. And then here I have this covering of creeping phlox, and it's doing really well in this spot, but I could stand to trim it back a little bit and make a little bit of room for this shrub. This is mini pearl phlox, and it blooms early. It's the first phlox in my yard to bloom. It's I think usually in May. Bright white, beautiful, and nice healthy stand of it there. And then one of these hostile lancifolias that I can take or leave. This is Alstroemeria Inca Ice. I really like this, and I'm hoping to leave it here. This is Sedum Autumn Joy. I have a lot of Autumn Joy around my different areas of my gardens, and I like it well enough. I don't mind it staying here. There's more mini pearl phlox. There's another of the hostile Folias. And then this is a chrysanthemum, a white chrysanthemum that I had a potted plant a few years ago in the fall. And when it was done blooming, I stuck it in the ground right there. And you can see it's kind of gangly and tall, but here in a week or two, it looks like the buds are going to open up. Maybe a little longer than that. I don't know. So I'm happy to have that stay there too. And so back in this corner, it looks like it's empty, but this is where I have foxgloves. I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but down here under this autumn joy, there's a couple of foxglove plants, and they're biennials. So the plant grows this year. The flowers will grow next year. And I like to keep this corner available for foxglove every spring. So I'm not going to be putting this shrub back here, and besides the trees here too. So I think my plan is to put it roughly there, and then it can get to be 2 by 2. I'll move this purple coneflower, I'll trim back the phlox, and I think that's going to be the spot for this spirea. Up cleaning up a little bit in here. I trimmed back that phlox to get it off of the stones, and now it's just kind of a narrow little strip of phlox, but I think it'll flush out in the spring and be beautiful with lovely purple flowers on it in the spring. I also put the coneflowers back in. I may have put them in a wrong spot. I might have to move them next spring, but for now they can winter over in this spot. Nothing in here is in its active growth phase anymore, so they can all just kind of live here happily until next spring, and then we'll rearrange as necessary. And by the way, here's the little bunny that I brought home from Minnesota. He greets us as we walk up the steps from the driveway. It's a nice sight to see. I'm going to put the other double play artisan spirea right here. Now, it gets to be 2 to 2.5 feet tall and wide. This gets to be 2 to 3 feet tall and wide. So if I plant them like this, let's say like that, then they should eventually touch each other but not get in each other's way. So, and I can also trim this back and keep it out of this tree's business if I need to. So this is where this is going to go. I need to take out a couple of things. I need to take out this landscape light and remove these violets, but otherwise I think this will be a fine spot. Well, I'm not winning any speed records with my gardening projects today. The sun is setting. It is, it's early October and the sun is much lower in the sky anyway. But anyway, I'm sorry for the harsh lighting that we're doing right now, but I just wanted to show you where I'm going to put these 3 salvias, these unknown salvias. I don't know if they're pink or blue. We're going to find out next year. But I think I'm going to put them here where these alternantheras are, the chartreuse in the back of the purple heart. Now, there's only 3 alternanthera plants there right now. So these are annuals. These are annuals. And believe it or not, these basils are annuals as well. Of course, you believe basil is annual, but I mean, they look like they're shrubs, don't they? But they're columnar Greek basil. So all 3 of those plants are annuals, and I don't know what I'm going to be putting in this space next year in terms of annuals or whatever else. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and bite the bullet and take out one, the top left one, of the alternantheras. I'll leave the other 2 unless it looks weird. And then I'm going to put the 3 salvias kind of back in there in a little triangle. Again, I don't know if they're purple or blue. They're most likely blue. That's what I remember seeing at the Lowe's on sale or for sale earlier in the season before these went on clearance. I don't remember seeing any pink salvias there. So that's what I'm going to do. I apologize for the harsh lighting. Ooh, this sun is bright and low. Sorry about that. I got the Salvias, the unknown variety of salvia that I have to do some research on, put into this spot. I did have to take out 2 of the alternantheras to make room for them. I left in all the purple heart. I just trimmed it back a little bit to make room. So there they are in there, 3 of them. I imagine they'll get to be about 2 feet wide each. I'm not sure about that since I don't know exactly what they are, but I think that they'll do fine there. By the way, I had to stop in the middle because I somehow wounded myself and had to go inside and do some first aid, but all's good. Just another quick mention, I do have, this is Golden Jubilee hyssop. I have 3 plants of it back there. And I know that it does reseed as well, so I might end up with volunteers back in there. I will weed them out and leave the ones that I want to keep. I have loved the way that plant has performed this season, so I'm eager to see those. And then behind that are a bunch of foxgloves. Those are seedlings that I did during winter sowing this past winter, and then I just put them out here to develop over the course of this year, and then next year they'll all put up flower spikes all throughout in there, and then they'll reseed, and then I'll have a stand of foxgloves in there for the long term. So I'm eager to see how this fills out. Again, this purple heart is an annual, so it probably won't be here next year. The alternanthera is an annual. The 2-column Greek basils are an annual. So you know that my theory is if it's a perennial, if it's an annual, it can be moved. It doesn't have to stay where it is season to season, and I do that all the time. So nothing has to stay here, but I'm going to give this a shot. Well, I guess you saw that I decided not to put those violas out at the front sidewalk, but instead to put them back here in the backyard, flanking the entrance to our side yard garden. I like to put little pops of welcoming color here because when we walk up from the car into the backyard, it's nice to see a little happy bit of color right here. On this side, I already have some, what are these, grape hyacinths that will flower next spring. And then I put these little violas right here. Now when the hostas die back in the frost, that will be bare. We'll have just that juniper and the hosta will be gone. And so it'll be nice to have a little patch of violas here. And then the same thing over on this side. Once this hosta dies back, that will be bare. This euphorbia is going to die off when the frost comes as well. And the sedum here, I'm not sure what variety this is. The sedum is going to not last forever either. So the euonymus shrub, the silver princess, and these little purple and white violas right here will be a very nice welcoming sight when you walk in from the gate. And it's nice to have matching from there and over here. And that brings me to the end of my planting projects for today. It took me all day. It's like dinner time now. I'm not winning any speed records with this project today, but I did get them done and there's no rush, right? So thank you so much for joining me today on this video. I hope that you enjoyed what you saw. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section down below. Hey, it'd be great if you would like to subscribe to this channel. We're going to continue to do fun gardening projects in the future. So go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell, and then that way you can be notified when a new video comes up. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye, friends.